Yep. 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 Right. Yep. Right. Good evening.
Established.
And welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
There we are.
Livingston, man. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Air raid siren. There could be none of that. None of it. None of it. And poof. Fucking bombs everywhere. Poof. Fucking people getting gunned down in the streets. The fucking citizens have had enough of your shit. Revolution's coming. Revolution's coming. We're fucking done. Revolution's coming. Tell us to take it on the chin. Not likely. You're gonna fucking take it on the chin. When the revolution comes, no sirens, no bells, no fucking whistles. It's just gonna fucking arrive like the morning. Better prep the fuck up. Peace.
Good evening and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. This is it. It is getting kind of old though, isn't it? Man, it's almost been, 52 would make a whole year's worth of We All Gonna Die Wednesdays.
It is not the live stream that gets old, it is yourself.
Very true, very true. Gick Rhymes, thank you very much for the 5x5. Tank Houston in the house. Jason Chrisman in the house.
Boy,
Mad Mama, East Tennessee's Preparedness. Tomcats World. My man Marco. Wolfgang. Eric N1RV. Loving Life. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hunter, it was hot today.
Word.
I was in a garage attic all.
He wants me to address him, so I will. Yeah, it was hot, bro. I was installing air conditioners actually today in a place that was not air conditioned. And it's
at least until you were done, right?
Super fun. It's a hayloft.
Oh.
And now it's this other thing, but I had to put these things in there, and yeah, it was hot, dude. Sweating. I'm reading the instruction manual. Drip, 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 drip. Like just.
Yeah, sweat.
It was good and hot today, but homie went out and worked out this morning.
Yeah, he was putting the work in. Hey, first rule of Zombieland, right? Cardio.
He sent me a picture. I don't know what the hell time this dude gets up, but he sends me sweaty pictures.
3 o'clock in the morning.
He sends me sweaty pictures of himself, and I'm like, dude, you've done more than I'm going to do all day at this point. Like that's
really cool, cardio. Got to get your cardio in.
What the hell is that fucking sound?
I don't know. Something's definitely making. Is it the PC?
Who's buzzing here?
Yeah. Whoa.
You guys don't hear a buzzing sound?
That's weird. That's weird. Yeah, Tomcat. He's been pushing that tomorrow's the day, or next Tuesday, or next Thursday. He's been talking that shit for so long, and a million fucking people buy into that shit. A million people, bro. A million people buy into that shit. Foxfire, what's good?
We got 46 people currently buying into it.
Well, this is
start somewhere. Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day. If it was,
my brother, what's happening?
If it was, we'd have hired that guy. So the reason we're here, we all gonna die Wednesday, and for whatever reason, it is. You guys like this show, so we do it. so many reasons to get caught up in all the negativity and all the what ifs and every other thing.
Absolutely. There's a whole lot of crap going around. Just look at the news.
It's annoying.
It's there. I could have pulled 46 different doom and gloom articles for tonight. But I think tonight, in the interest of this getting old, perhaps it's a.
Look at me! I'm literally fading away before.
We ain't gonna die Wednesday.
What if?
What if it
actually, because you're gonna suffer Thursday. Like
we've been the prepared folks.
You got work to do on Thursday. You can't just be dying on
Wednesday.
Man,
no. Well, I'm certainly not going to go out easy.
So how do we not die on Wednesday? Right?
Well, we got some top 10s,
some basic
tonight, right?
tenets of survival according to the internet, you guys. So we're going to need some heavy comment work here.
Oh yeah,
weigh in. I want to hear your honest to God,
because there's a few of them here, and these are top 10 survival tips.
Survival.
That's us.
Is that what
survival?
Is that what that says? No. Survival. Survival. Spelled it right at least. All right, so check it out. Top 10 survival tips is what I typed in the Google search.
Yeah.
What the top result came back is from Bushcraft Buddy.
Yeah, that's it. This is the number one. If you type into the Google, just as we did.
Top 10 survival tips, you guys, are as follows. Stretch us out a little bit.
There we go. Yeah, this is Bushcraft Buddy.
Now,
no affiliation.
Number one. All right. I said
number one reason
is you got to have a positive attitude. It sounds like it should be below such things as fire starting and finding wood. But the reality is that you are in a true survival situation. You expect to die. You probably will.
Yeah. Positive. Got to be a positive thinker. You have to have a positive outlook on things, or you could basically will yourself into a negative outcome, right? I mean, if you're thinking down all the time and you don't think you're going to make it, you might not. But if you keep a good attitude and a positive mindset, it can go a whole long way. Let's see where they got. Number 2 is stay cool and make a plan. Huh? Yeah.
I'm going to quote it directly, is when you realize you're in trouble, whether it's immediately such as a boat wreck or you've wandered too far into the wilderness and lost your way, don't panic. Right. And I don't know who exactly does this, but apparently it happens. I don't know what person's like, Buck, I'm lost, and just bolts into inhospitable place. But okay.
Yeah, just one direction and go.
Accepting that it happens. Not thinking straight can set you on the wrong path or confuse your priorities. Take a deep breath and assess your situation.
Absolutely.
Make a plan of what you should do first and don't rush or lose your cool. If you think straight, you can formulate the most effective plan and thus the best chance to survive.
Yes. Well, let's see. They have number 3.
Number 3
is learn how to find water. That's a big one. And depending upon what type of filter that you carry, finding water can be either pretty simple or pretty hard. I'm a firm believer in the Grail and their system that they have. It's not a water filter, it's a water purifier. And I'm not just tooting their chain because we're an affiliate. I really believe in their product. I've used it. I use it. I have multiples of them because they are water purifiers, not water filters.
It's straight up like fastest, like easiest, like kind of no nonsense way to like filter, like have like pure water.
Purify water. Yeah. Purify. It's so much more than a filter. And obviously they will work better longer if you pre-filter water. If you're taking from a mud puddle or something, you're going to want to filter as much of that sediment out ahead of time as you can. I think that's a great job for a Sawyer or something like that. But once that water comes out of the Sawyer, it's not necessarily safe to drink, right? Because a Sawyer does not remove bacteria. It does not remove protozoa. It doesn't remove any chemicals or heavy metals or pharmaceuticals or anything else that could be in that water.
You don't know what's in there.
That is something that a Grail will do. So if I can pre-filter that water, get it a little bit cleaner, and then run it through the Grail, I'm happy. But I'll take right out of a stream, a pond, a lake, anything with the Grail, just smush it and drink it. No problem.
Tank, yeah, that's
water.
the one we were showing you.
Yeah.
There's two, I have at least two of them, but there's like a smaller one, 16.9 ounce one.
Yep. That's the Ultra
ounce.
Press. And then there's the Geo Press, which is a little bit bigger. That's 24 ounces of water. Does the Grail filter out these forever chemicals? Johnny Preps, I'm not sure.
The Grail is the forever chemical.
Yeah, well, it's mostly plastic, but it's all BPA free and whatnot.
It became the I sought to destroy.
Yardbird says pharmaceuticals in the water. He calls that a win.
Yeah.
Well, it could be. Virginia Bushcrafter, welcome. So number 4, obviously, after water is food, right? You got to be able to find food, foraging, things like that. You have to know your local area. If you're traveling, this can be a problem because, you learn everything in your local area and then you travel somewhere down south and all the plants are different and everything kind of looks different and you don't have a clue what you can actually eat.
This is going to depend on like your loadout and what exactly has happened to you.
Yeah. And how prepared you are while you're on the...
Well, because in rule, like, what is it, 1? They're like, just stay right where you are and everything's cool. And then now they're like, learn how to find
Moon
food.
Sprouts, welcome.
Like, if like walked 30 miles off into the bushes
find
for
food.
Berries or something.
Yeah.
Like, I already ate 3 people.
What do they have? They have 4 was food. 5 is learn how to make shelter. They say you have to learn how to make shelter. Rebecca Elvins, welcome.
See, I think already his priorities are in an order they should not be. I like attitude and make a plan, stay cool, like get your shit together.
Yeah.
Right, but then I think number 3 should be learn how to make a shelter.
Absolutely.
I think number 4 should be worry about water and food. Like I don't know.
Food should be below fire and shelter. I agree with that. You need shelter right away. Sure. 3 hours, guys. 3 hours without shelter. In shitty situation, thunderstorm rolls through. It goes from 90 to 60. You're soaking wet. You're in trouble, especially if you don't know how to start a fire or have something that can start a fire. If you don't have the shelter before that storm rolls in, things can get bad fast. Hypothermia is real, and you don't have to get it when it's freezing cold.
He puts number 6 at
learn to make a fire. Yeah.
See, I would have reordered these completely. It would have been like attitude and stay cool. That's just like that's attitude, the 4 words.
Shelter.
Attitude, shelter,
water.
Fire. No, shelter, fire, water.
Yeah.
Is what I think it would do, especially considering I've been through a disaster or something. Like I'm fire.
Yeah.
No, and the fire can bring in. It can be a signal as well.
Absolutely, the smoke, the flames, all of it.
A decent. I'm going to go with my straw man argument, but I'm certain that at least a handful of like wildfires were started by people who were lost because
trying to make a big signal fire.
Right.
Yeah.
Even the Army Survival Manual mentions like, hey, found a giant pine tree. Like that some bitch on fire. They'll come.
Ghost Lincoln, thank you so much, my friend. We really appreciate the donation, and it absolutely will help. You have just bought the floor for our outhouse, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Billy Bird, you have not been shadow banned. I see you, my friend. I see you.
All right. So what are they talking about in the chat? And thank you.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, we are definitely talking.
I want your guys' opinions on what you think.
It's Karen's birthday, and she's been begging for you to play her some music tonight.
I cannot play us some music right now, perhaps.
Well, maybe later. Maybe later.
We can't sing that song.
No, they'll pull the plug on you for the old HBD. Yeah. He who shall not be named. So let's see. We're back to the topic here. It's fire. Then they want you to make your own tools.
Stuck out in the wild, you'll need all the help you can get. So use whatever you have on hand.
Make your own tools.
John Rambo resisted an onslaught by the state police wearing a fucking burlap sack and a piece of rope.
John Rambo. Absolutely. Yeah. Hunter says it's global warming starting the fires. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's not energy weapons or anything.
Eric N1RV, thank you so much, my friend. This outhouse going to be built, crowdfunded in no time. Thank you all so much. Livingston man be looking like the Predator with the green
It's the
screen.
camouflage.
Yeah. And honestly,
dope,
it's
man.
not.
This has the IR filter coating on it.
Nice. So he don't shine. It's actually, there's no green screen. It's all AI. We're feeding the Borg. Yeah. We found out the other night that if we sit far enough apart, the smoke will disappear in between us. Yeah. Look, it just disappears for a minute. Crazy.
There's a weird plug-in where it makes it look like your eyes are looking at the camera, even if you're not. So you'd be like doing this and like you side eye and like out the side of your head, dude. It's so creepy. It only worked with one person.
Mary Magdalene, welcome. That name is something.
Boy, oh boy.
Formerly the Mystic Hermit.
Well then, you just had to change the heart apparently.
Fuel the jet, says Chrisman. Absolutely. Make your own tools, huh? Then after he has make your own tools, he has learned how to navigate. I thought he told you to stay put. Why are you going to navigate if he told you to stay put? I don't like this guy.
Even an old rusty car or boat
will have a useful
shard of metal you could make
it should be more like the
knife. What the
bullshit, buddy.
All right, some of these I would have just cut right out. We could have done top 5.
Bushcraft, buddy. Number 10 is prepare. It's a little fucking late for that now. We're lost in the goddamn woods.
It's as if this was meant to be read backwards.
Well, but you should have started with 10 and then went to 1 then, Chief. I mean, come on, you wrote the whole thing backwards.
They say that your best chance in any survival situation is to be prepared. A small survival kit, folding knife and flint with fire steel can all fit into the same pocket and could change everything about your situation. Mm-hmm. It goes without saying that if you always carry the necessary communications equipment, calling for help instead of waiting for it can't hurt either. He said that.
Yeah. But that was last on the list. We were already lost in the fucking woods.
If you're wrecked, stay put. But learn how to navigate.
Learn how to navigate. Make your own tools. Then learn how to make a fire.
Make a shelter lamp.
A shelter.
All that. While you're out there, don't leave. But also learn how to find food.
Yeah, if you type into the old
this article's all
Google,
over the place.
It's oh man, this is a bad. Can we get some other results
about
here,
random survival facts from history? Because I was dying to click this, bro.
Okay, all right.
What's going on?
Here it is. Pirates and sailors.
Well, here goes random facts. This is again from old Butthurt Bushcraft.
The
buddy.
Bushcraft.
That's it.
Bushcraft buddy.
I couldn't read it.
He's now the bullshit buddy.
Butthurt buddy.
Ragging this poor guy. He's probably got some great information on here.
Well, okay. Here we go. Random facts. During the 1500s, the rations for someone in the British Navy was 1 pound of hardtack and 1 gallon of small beer each day. That's about 1,000 calories worth of rock hard bread and 2% beer every day on a voyage that could last for weeks.
Well, there you go.
All right, don't sound too bad. A gallon of beer? Holy cow.
Rock hard bread, yeah.
It's because they couldn't trust and you obviously can't drink the seawater.
Yeah.
Beer was safer than water. The entire prehistory of people can be summed up by everyone was hammered.
All the time. Some people made strong beer, some people made weak beer.
The purification of water was a major step in human evolution because before that we were just staggering around drunk, and that explains everything. There used to be a species, a huge turtle that lived in the Galapagos Islands that was made extinct. The only way to preserve food was to dry it or salt it. People didn't have any options for red meat until somebody discovered you could eat turtles. They were captured and put on board the ship to walk around as they pleased. So they had pet turtles. And then they would slaughter the turtle and eat it. Okay.
Oh, so he was a pet until he was dinner.
Yeah, it's like keeping a goat. It's like a sea goat, I suppose. Right?
They just swim along with you. You just throw the scraps overboard.
Here's one. This can tie in now. Someone had asked about the history of the Hudson Valley, and there's a lot of it, and this can somewhat touch on it.
Okay.
Wooden ships have been waterproof the same way for over 2,000 years using pine trees, oil, and wax. The wooden planks that make up the ship would swell when they soaked up enough water, create holes in the hull. So to waterproof them, they would heat up pine wood in an enclosed container with a tap at the bottom. The tar would seep out and could be brushed onto the wood like paint.
Okay, so pine tar.
Palatine, the term Palatine Park, the East Camp in a place called Germantown. They brought, the Livingstons brought a group of Palatines here. They were German refugees. They actually set them up, and there's a West Camp on the other side of the river.
Okay.
They would farm the pine trees, make the pitch for the British Navy. The Livingstons would sell the pitch.
To the Navy.
And make deals like that. So that was done here on the, I guess it'd be the eastern escarpment of the Catskills. It's original early industry.
Oh, fantastic.
But did you hear that though? Is that let's repeat that sentence though. Heat up pieces of pine wood in an enclosed container with a tap at the bottom. The tar seeps out and can be brushed onto wood like paint. I don't know. Has anyone here made their own pitch ever? Because it's what it sounds like to me is a great way to like off the grid, like paint your shelter or, otherwise.
Yeah. Moonsprout says pine pitch is amazing and super medicinal. Yes, I've seen that. Hunter and I was there too at the fireworks at the old Palatine Park.
That's what Palatine is and means, and Germantown, because they call it that because that's where the Germans lived. They brought them here to farm the pine trees and make pitch.
There you go. So it was named after them. Johnny, yes, very sticky, but very good for cuts and things. You can put that on a nasty wound and protect it. It's kind of a bitch to get off, but if you leave it there long enough, it'll help heal the wound. Wolfang sings out of pitch. You have that.
It was the Native Americans who invented a product that is widely recognized as the ultimate survival food and was one of the most commonly traded items.
What is that called? That's called, I'm not going to look, pemmican, right?
Pemmican, yeah.
Pemmican. Okay.
It's a mixture of dried and ground meat combined with rendered fat from the same animal, which was almost always bison.
Okay.
When made properly and kept away from the air, it can be safe to eat for years. Hardtack is another one that can last for years.
Yeah, these are all things that you guys can make.
It's not quite as easy to eat. It basically is a very dense bread that has been baked for a long time to remove all the moisture.
Okay, so it's like freeze-dried without the freeze-dried.
This makes it last for years, but also turns into a hard block that can't be eaten without dipping it in water or milk or something else.
Okay, so that's why they always had the big coffee pots at the Civil War and things like that.
Salt pork.
Okay.
You get their block of salt pork was also part of the ration. Hardtack and salt pork. You'd render salt pork like bacon fat.
Okay.
Dip the hardtack in it because otherwise you literally cannot eat the shit. Also accounts for why many early Americans were missing a lot of their teeth because this was the type of shit they'd have to eat.
Right.
They didn't have refrigerators. There wasn't even coolers. Putting things on ice was for rich people who could afford to go saw blocks out of the local pond and drag them home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ships would often leave port without a single bottle of water on board and would carry barrels of small beer instead.
Interesting.
The problem with water.
Let's get into the small beer term. Is that just low alcohol percentage?
They call
Is that
it 2%.
What they mean?
Like it's like army beer.
So it's basically the Bud Light of its day.
The low alcohol content of small beer stops bacteria from forming as easily, but still has enough so where people aren't totally hammered. It has a low enough alcohol content to not make people dehydrated, but just enough so that it stops the liquid from going bad.
Oh, fantastic. There you go. See, you need a little bit. Wolfang says mead. Absolutely. My good buddy that's here tonight, Jason Chrisman, made some mead not that long ago. Fantastic, man. Apple and cinnamon, I think it was. It was the bomb.
That's what they had from cool shit from history, but then there was all this stuff. But I like the pirates and sailors because I think some of us are going to end up. We got the Hudson River right there. So
It's a pirate's life for me. Absolutely.
Arg.
Arg, arg.
I mean, give my rock hard bread and my 2% beer. Rock and roll, baby.
Oh man, yeah. No, it's fantastic. The Hudson's awesome.
That ties into learn how to tie knots and stuff, which kind of know how to do.
I don't really. You're gonna have to teach me. He tried, but I didn't pick up on it. The Prepared Irishman actually did a knot video, and when I watched his video, it kind of clicked for me. I say that we're not everybody's ticket to learn. You know what I mean?
I never.
Some people
imagine myself a teacher
a different way. And it just seemed that his way was the way that caught on for me. And I learned a couple awesome new knots from him.
There's like five. I would say you like just need to know that will get you through just about anything, and then there's some specialized ones that come in handy for like other shit.
Right.
But there's like the big five that you just got to know, and I'm gonna challenge you to go learn what they are. I know what they are. I know
the big five. Let's go. Let's tell them.
No, I mean tell them.
It's We Not Gonna Die Wednesday. Let's see what the big internet machine says. The top 5.
All right, let's go.
The top five knots you must know.
Top 5.
Let's see if the Livingston Man's list
I bet you that they do.
stacks up here.
Do you know how to tie these 5 essential knots?
Let's see. This is the family. Certain. The family handyman says there's 1 out of 5.
That's bowling. That's
a bowline. Marco says a bowline.
Yeah, that's a bowline knot right there. This is an ancient knot. They found evidence of the Egyptians and the Carthaginians and shit using this knot. There's this is how you do it. Don't rewrite the book and try to build a better mousetrap. Some of these knots are literally how this is done. See this tail right here?
Yep.
If that comes out this side, you actually tied it backwards in it. Ashley's Book of Knots calls it distinctly inferior.
Oh, distinctly inferior.
A figure 8 knot. This can be used you can butt off the ends of rope with this instead of fusing it or flashing it.
Okay.
You can use it as a stopper knot and also as a rescue knot. There's 2 different ways you can tie this.
All right, for like climbing assistance?
It's like a safety knot. It'll shrink. It'll cinch down on itself and just get tighter, but it won't
tighten so much you can't unloosen it.
Sometimes, but it's kind of breakable. I've had to hit these with a hammer before, depending on the size of the rope. Here we go, the reef knot or square knot. This is the first one they teach you in Boy Scouts. Any legitimate Boy Scout, 13 years old, should be able to tie this without looking at it.
Yep.
What's this guy? Is that a sheet bend knot? That's an interesting way to show you that. Usually you would use a sheet bend knot.
Okay.
These 2 ropes would be different sizes, is where this rope comes in the best. A sheet bend is a thing of your tarp. You have like leaders off your tarp.
Yep.
And then you have guy lines that are maybe a different size. Like these ropes are different sizes.
Okay.
It's a secure way to tie 2 ropes of different diameters together.
Okay.
When you tie it and you look at it, that is the weirdest looking thing. If they showed it tightened up, it looks like a bowline. Like exactly. It's like the same knot, but it's tied out of 2 pieces of rope instead of 1.
Fantastic. Hack Media says a bowline is good connecting 2 ropes. Absolutely. A double half hitch.
A double half hitch is this cinches down on a single point. This part right here would be like maybe we had a pole or a tree.
Okay.
You tie this knot and shoot, it
cinch it down to it. Yeah, not going to loosen.
The 5th one has got to be the taut line hitch. No.
Oh, you've been through it. That was number 1. That was number 1. That was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, 1 was the bowline.
Yeah, the bowline knot. And then we had the figure 8. And then we had the square knot.
Yeah.
And then we had the sheet bend knot. And then we had the double half hitch.
And not the taut line hitch. The taut line hitch and the double half hitch knot are meant to go together. All right. So you have a piece of rope. You would draw this thing, the double half hitch knot.
Okay.
Around your main anchor. That's the first one you tie. Your rope is hooked to that thing now. The other end of that, you run around whatever your second anchor is and tie a taut line hitch so you can
tension it. Okay.
I can't believe you didn't show that one. Would I have traded one? I would have traded the figure 8 knot for the taut line hitch. It honestly, honestly more useful. Your simple overhand knot. Just right over left, pull it tight.
Yep.
A figure 8 is an evolution of that. It can do other shit, but I wouldn't have called that number 2. I would not have called that number 2.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
My mother Spark, you came in tonight to We're Not Gonna Die Wednesday because man, this shit's been going on forever.
And everybody who said, okay. A prusik is actually not a knot. A prusik is a lark's head that has another piece of rope in between it, is actually what that is. Instead of tying a lark's head around a stiff pole, a prusik is... Everybody
just tie a double granny and be done with it. Can be. I have cut more cordage than I know. I have lots of short pieces because
the idea of a proper knot is you can get your rope back.
Fuck her down, grab another piece we need a little more tension. I'll just tie it over here to this tree. And now I'm racing another piece of rope. Livingston Man's ropes are, he's used them many times. Mine don't last that long.
I used to get dogged out and yelled at if I did not coil and like use the ropes properly. In fact, what the guy who taught me said is my first shit was coming up fucking with climbing ropes, big 3/4 and bigger, like,
right, 50, tree ropes,
100-pound tree rope.
Yeah.
And it's, first we ain't cutting that fucking $500 rope. So learn how to tie, and then also coiling them up and taking care of them, because these things are expensive.
Yeah.
So even with my little, nonsense 100 feet of 550 cord, it's easier to just keep it clean and done than have this rat's nest in your backpack.
My mother Sparks thought she walked in onto Livingston Man's OnlyFans hour.
That's for another channel, darling. We're gonna get this Patreon up and
this is the rope. This is the prepper ropes course. God.
Yeah, I mean, the knots are also, the fellow that taught me said that knots are when you do it wrong. All the other ones are wraps.
Okay.
There's a handful of knots that if like tensioned down and rocked hard, like you can expect to just not get it back unless you're going to use fucking tools or something.
Right.
But for the most part, a properly tied wrap or knot is
untieable.
Yeah, okay. Without much effort, as a matter of fact. Like there shouldn't be none of this.
Now, would you say that holds true regardless of the diameter of your rope?
Not in the diameter as well as what it's actually made of. Like, talking about old, what's that stuff?
The hemp ropes, yeah.
You got to be easy in what kind of knots you tie with that stuff, because you run a real possibility of not getting it back. And if it gets wet, forget about it.
Okay.
It shrinks back down.
Mr. B Local, welcome. So Karen, we need to know, it's your birthday. What is something that you don't know about that maybe we can help you on your preparedness journey with this evening? How about that, Karen? There's a challenge for you. Tell me something that you want to learn.
Right, we know a little about a lot.
I know a little bit about a couple things.
And I'm also autistically into weird, obscure certain things. So
you never know. You never know. Mr. B Local, hope you're having a wonderful evening. Eric, I use knots that don't have a name as well. And those are typically the ones that I have to cut apart. I've opted.
He nailed all of them, I would have said, but I wouldn't have used the figure 8 as essential. Why does he even say you need it? It's bugging me.
A stop
these knots provide a quick and convenient stop or knot.
Okay.
There's a way to tie it. There's 2 ways to tie this knot, depending on what you're going to do with it, but the end result looks the same. It's the new rescue knot. It makes a loop that won't close the same way that a bowling will, but it's a little easier to tie.
Okay. So it basically gave 2 of the same knots.
You make a loop with your rope past the working end through it, pull both ends and adjust the knot as needed. Super. Yeah, well, I'll definitely be able to do that. The hell does that mean? This is why I couldn't learn knots at first, because I would try to read stuff like that. It didn't make no sense.
Yeah, just tie the knot, right? Don't overthink
That's probably it.
Just tie it. There was an app I had once upon a time. If you really get into the Google Play Store, this was animated. Like it took the rope and showed you how to tie the knot and tension it down, or the 2 ropes of different color, and they would come together and show you step by step, and you could slow it down and speed it up. There was a lot of them. Eric says the prusik knot.
I get so many questions about it.
You said now that was a lark's head with another rope in between?
A little more complicated than that. All right. So a lark's head, try and follow me. You make a loop in your rope, and then what you'll do is wrap the tails of the rope around like an anchoring device, put it through the loop, and when you pull on it, the loop pulls tight. And
okay. Yeah.
But for whatever reason, they call it a lark's head. Now, a prusik is like if you did that 3 times.
Yeah.
And then pulled it through the loop, and
it tensions and doesn't slide.
Right. But only if it's under tension. If it's not under tension, it'll move all over the place and mess up on you.
Absolutely.
There's guys that climb ropes using prusiks.
Jason Chrisman, it is Knots 3D. Yep, that was the name of the app. It worked really well. I liked it. Knots 3D. And it was a free app as well.
Knots are a good thing if you're planning to use cordage at all. They come in handy, and it's not something that's hard to do. And it's the difference between getting your ropes back or
cutting them.
Keep cutting them.
I've opted for the multi-tool now instead of the knife Instead of taking the knife out of the multi-tool, I take the pliers out and really give it the old college try to take it apart. Love and Life wants to know, is there a common universal knot that's good for everything?
No.
Livingston, man.
And of 5, I'm going to tell you that like 3 of them are good. That you should probably know. And based on function alone, the bowline makes a loop that won't close.
Okay.
A square knot makes a knot that will not tighten and is very easy to get off. It's why it's always used as a first aid dressing knot.
Okay.
Because it will tie tight, but it won't get tighter.
Okay.
But you grab the 2 loops of it, push it apart, and it comes apart with no BS, no cutting, no fighting with a thing. All right, so we get the bowline, the square knot. And I would say the 2 half hitches and bonus the taut line hitch. Those 2 come in handy, even in practical matters like when.
So you think there's 4 good knots that you should know?
Yeah, and the rest of them, they properly used. There's a reason why you would use a particular knot in a particular situation.
Yep. Marco says trucker's hitch and clove hitch.
Yes, a clove hitch is good too because you can tie it with one hand, but it's another one that will only hold under tension.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you take the pressure off, it's loosey goosey.
Karen, a clove hitch starts every lashing when you like lash a tripod together or 2 sticks of wood and stuff.
Yep.
Or your little backpack holder you made.
Yep.
What you should have done is started with a clove hitch.
Oh. Ooh.
Done 2 of those and then you didn't do that right. But it's okay.
Ed Case said Bear Independent stole your We All Gonna Die intro this AM. Bro,
what do you mean?
I have used Bear Independence every time he says We All Gonna Die Wednesday. I screen capture that bad boy and crop it and clip it until he is mine.
I mean, I have.
We tend to share.
I have him saying
the
that
We All Gonna Die Wednesday. But if he stole the intro this morning, that's awesome. Much love to Bear and his tribe, man. They do good things for people, and he's a good dude. So I couldn't think of a better guy to share a We All Gonna Die Wednesday with than Bear. And I haven't seen any of his videos recently. I don't know what's up. Maybe they, unclicked my bell icon, which happens obviously frequently now here on YouTube
from his channel because you hate him.
So Karen, the birthday girl, was thinking that she wants to know how to train her dog, how to pull her supplies if she has to bug out. She's getting old. What
kind of dog you got?
Yeah, I guess that's the big question.
They make like backpacks and stuff for dogs. Start there.
So I do have a vest for each of my dogs. Now it's not it's tactical. It has Molly on it, but it's not like a bulletproof vest or anything like that. It is basically just like a Molly vest for them so that they can carry their own food and water and medical supplies. And that's really all I want out of them. I don't need them to carry much more than that. Maybe a small blanket rolled up for them on their back, just something for them to go to.
Snug pack jungle blanket, gonna drop it. Super cool. It weighs like I don't know how many ounces, but
yeah, it's nothing.
Nothing.
And it's like half a whoopee.
It's like a thinsulate blanket, but like half the weight. Like just enough for the summer, and especially just to lay something down for the dog to chill on. You know what I mean? Like
right,
super light.
Yeah,
nothing for
just
the dog.
a little tiny blanket or something.
It has a weatherproof side, so you put
that side down, and you can sit on it and not be Captain Wet Ass.
Or dog got dirty paws, lay the jungle blanket down, weather side up.
Yeah. Now you're not too worried about it.
Snug pack jungle blanket.
Ghost Lincoln says it's a puppy pocket. Yeah.
Moldy, you ain't missed nothing.
No, you're halfway here, brother. You're halfway here.
This is where it gets good. See, I'm disappearing already. Worried about what's going to happen. Maybe there we go.
120-pound German Shepherd, Alaskan Husky, Platinum Lab.
Well, he already knows how to pull.
You got work dogs, sister. You got work dogs. You are good to go. I would recommend a vest at least for each of them. If you're thinking about a trailer or a sled, I would look
chain
into.
Him to a railroad tie. He'll learn to pull it.
I had a Siberian Husky, a really large male. He was like 110 pounds, and he could pull, man.
That thing already sounds like it knows how to pull, but the Husky will like pull.
Oh,
so allow itself to be buried under the snow. They don't like coming inside.
No. My husky used to hide out in the snow. When it would snow, he would go dig himself a hole and lay down in the snow and bury himself about halfway in the snow. And then the snow would completely cover him, and you'd have to look where his lead went to find out where he was. He was somewhere near where that thing met the ground if it was snowing hard.
Maybe there was a hump you could spot.
He'd just lay there and close his eyes and disappear. And when his eyes opened, it was, man, it was something. It was something. Missed that dog. What a good dog.
Everybody. My mother Sparks talking about hitching up the rabbits. How many rabbit power you got?
If you got enough rabbits, if you got enough rabbits.
Whatever is going to, pull your wagon is all. Like, oxen, bro. Like, what the hell even is an oxen? I ain't never seen an oxen in my life.
They're big, man. They're big. I've seen a couple at, they do an ag fair.
They were used to be the thing. Like, you got to get them to pull the shit in the Oregon Trail, right? Like, you had to get more oxen out the faster you got there. And then what you could do is, if you got enough of them,
you could eat them on the way.
Yes.
Yeah, as the load got lightened, you don't need that oxen, so now we got some food.
And then because you were 8, you would just go out and start blasting the fuck out of some bison, right? And the game made a point to tell you that you just wasted like mad bison meat. You're like, whatever, I don't care.
So they
grueling pace. I lost all of my family on the Oregon Trail, all right? And this is where it started. This is where the trauma started for me.
The Oregon Trail did it to us all.
I made it to the
That's why we're really preppers.
They gave us these Apple II computers from some fucking government program or something. There was the green.
The Matrix screens.
I beat that game. I beat that shit. And then the teacher didn't believe me, except that I had figured out how to print out the results at the end because I was already a part of this system. Oregon Trail is where it started for a lot of us, bro. You can't kid me.
Yeah,
you get to name
of dysentery.
You get to name your family members who's coming with me, and then you just get to watch them die.
One by one.
One by one. Never you. You were the last one.
No, typhoid fever got another one. Son of a bitch.
How far are you going to press it, Pioneer?
We're going all the way.
You stop giving a fuck.
I got the perfect loadout. I'm going all the way nonstop.
I got 3 oxen left. I got nothing but all I did is I brought ammunition and oxen, and I was like, come what may.
Let's go.
Come what may, dude.
You died of dysentery.
Everybody else. My name's Terry, and you just died.
Yeah, love and life. They were the IBM or the Macintosh.
The Macintosh
screens.
Apple IIc.
Yeah. Oh.
So cool, man. He had a floppy disk with 1.44 megabytes. Never need more.
That's like, I don't even think I can take a picture that's that small with my phone anymore.
Fucking retarded teachers back in 1992 talking about, like, you're going to have a computer in your pocket. Love to go back in time and throw that right up their ass.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're not going to carry a calculator with you ever.
Not like you'll have a calculator. It's not like you'll have this voice assistant to ask it the question. It just answers it.
My second computer was a Radio Shack CO2, but my first one was the Timex Sinclair 1000. You've still got it, Ken B. That thing's got to be worth a fortune, my friend.
Honestly, it probably still works.
Yeah.
I went to the moon with less, bro.
They really did. They really did.
Talk about EMP proof. The shit's like a product of the Cold War.
This is hardened technology.
Improved to tried and true. Simple, perhaps. Works, yep.
Yeah. The Yardbird says, if I ever decide to bug out along the Oregon Trail, I'll be sure to take along a couple oxen.
As many as you can afford.
That's it. Yeah, grab them.
And you're going to need extra parts for the wagon.
Now, if you're bugging out in the northeast, you might not want oxen. You may want some Scottish Highlanders, they're called. They look like oxen, but they got real long hair like a mammoth or some shit.
No. Way I remember it working. You show up in Independence, Missouri, and you buy all this wicked stuff because you get to choose like your
loadout
station, right? You're like, are you rich, middle, or not?
No.
But I would just go in and I would just buy nothing but ammo, oxen, and spare parts for the wagon. I didn't care who I lost along the way. It was like
sacrifices will be made.
I'd just be naming the characters after people I didn't like in high school, like because I know you're dying of dysentery, bro, and Moral of the story: when you meet a dude named Terry, don't diss that dude. Died from dysentery, bro. What the hell is that buzzing sound?
I don't know. Ghost Lincoln says he wanted to say thank you, Livingston man, for your videos on the GoPro. I ordered mine.
Dope, man.
Fantastic, man.
I am a student of the GoPros, and all I'm trying to do is bring you guys along with me as I research.
Yeah, play with everything.
I chase the dragon and try to find the best settings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's never over. I think my next video, if you didn't catch the first one, I put the venerable Hero 8.
Yeah.
My first love.
Yeah, I was really surprised by the color in it. Not the clarity, but the color.
The color was amazing, but I thought that its clarity suffered.
Yeah, absolutely.
And versus the Hero 8, I thought, versus the Hero 11, the newest kid on the block, there was a clear difference that people noticed. One, the color was, a little more balanced, and that the clarity, not so much resolution, it was the same. Yeah. But the clarity was just completely different. I don't know if that boils down to lens or what.
More megapixels, right?
Not so many. 4K is 4K. My next test is going to be the Hero 10 versus the Hero 11.
Okay. Is there that much of a difference?
I thought there was.
Yeah.
I picked them both up the other day, and I put them against each other.
Yeah.
And I noticed, again, like a clear, better low light, and what I thought was better color from the Hero 10. I thought the Hero 11 looked like dark and wasn't doing it right, but the Hero 10 was like, I got this. It lower, inside light GoPro.
Interesting. Yeah. No, they don't. They definitely don't like.
I appreciate that you like the videos, because I'm like, only I don't know who the heck is gonna like this. I just need to see it for myself. So I'm glad to bring you guys along with me, and thank you.
Eric, you better set up that laptop, man. Those things can take forever to update when you let them sit for a while like that. They're probably on a new version of Windows now from then, right? Hasn't Windows updated to a newer version in the last year or so?
A month or so. I think the current one is Windows 11.
Right.
And if you have an older computer, how long you say, open it? A year?
Yeah.
It's probably not even Windows 11.
It's going to go through a lot of updates. Yeah, I bought the computer from the Russian hacker guy in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's not even Windows 11 capable.
I think it's a PC, man.
I bet you it is. What we're going to end up having to do is take it outside, open her up.
Take the old can of air to her.
Can of air compressor.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the size of the PCs nowadays, how big they've gotten.
It's all because it's for airflow.
Okay.
The more power, you gotta have a cooling. Yours has a liquid cooling.
Yeah.
But also you just need the airflow space. It boils down to CFM. It's almost like the cases are built like ductwork. Jason Christman could probably build you the sickest PC case ever.
Lots of fans, bro. I need this thing to run at 52 degrees.
Yeah, PC cases are like HVAC.
The old PCs getting clogged fans. Yeah, there's definitely a whining kind of sound coming tonight. And let me tell you, man, with the Livingston man's edits and all the stuff he's got on here, this thing runs like a top, and you take great care of it.
She works hard.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Now, shameless fucking plug here, but anyway, it is indeed Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah, the last of it, I believe.
And at Eastern time, you have 4 hours left. Although they often extend it.
Some great deals on there, guys.
If you're in trying to get prep and survival gear, I would say look up the Stanley Adventure series. Adventure series.
Yeah, it's fantastic cookware.
Coffee presses, good cookware. You're bound to find great deals on little stuff like that. Maybe
absolutely something for your kit, man. Something for your kit. A lot of great deals. I saw deals from Coleman on Prime Day. So if you're looking for a new tent or something, Coleman makes great tents. I don't know, man. Tents are hard nowadays. I've been looking for a new tent, but I want a vestibule. And I want it to be big enough that I can stand up in. I've got a lot of parameters. I want to stand up and get dressed in my tent and step out of it.
Anybody who's a single, one person who just wants a really great tent,
that Cosmito,
get the One Tigris Cosmito 2.0. Make sure it's the 2.0 version with the good rainfly. Brought it out. We out there. 2 days in a wake up.
Oh yeah, in the rain.
2 nights in a wake up.
Yep.
And it rained like the whole time. The tent didn't leak.
It rained pretty good too. It wasn't
never got wet on the inside whatsoever.
Wasn't like sprinkling. Let's see. We did have a question here earlier from where'd it go? You guys talk too much in the chat.
Hi.
I do believe
Hi.
It was Bug Out Adventures who asked, how do you test your EMP stuff? Now, a lot,
you should rely
in
on
fact,
spec.
almost all theory on EMP is theoretical. Rarely has it actually been tested. And the stuff that has been tested, I guarantee you, we don't have access to.
How could you test it? You'd have to rely on like stated specs, like, and trust the manufacturers of the equipment.
Absolutely. And of course, they're going to offer you a money back guarantee. Good luck getting a hold of them if you get EMP'd. Just saying.
It stopped. See what I mean?
Yeah.
The sound was real. I'm not
No. You're not crazy. I heard it with them.
EMP is essentially an anomalous voltage surge that is like on order of like a whole lot, like not something that would like be caused by any fluctuation in the power grid.
Right.
Surge protectors, especially right at the point of entry, at where service entry comes into your house.
Yep.
Right in your panel, they have inline circuit like surge protectors.
Yeah.
It can't get through that. Overcurrent comes in, thing burns out. It doesn't go any further. Problem with EMP is insidious. It's like water. Electricity will go anywhere it can. Yeah,
because these are essentially charged particles that are going out. So they're going through walls and things like that. It's not like a bolt of lightning.
Well, now that being said, most people associate an electromagnetic pulse with a nuclear detonation.
Okay.
But in fact, a strong enough, close enough bolt of lightning can generate an electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, so can a blowing transformer. Things like that massive release of energy.
Right. I worked at a job site where that's what had happened. Like half the house got like blown out. Like every GFCI was tripped off, but they had inline surge protector. Those weren't triggered by this bolt of lightning struck man close and nuked a tree. Like right there. It was clear that this is what happened. So come to find out, it had ended up finding its way through the phone line.
And getting into the house.
That was like something. There was some other thing like
back in through the ground, essentially.
Right. So you got to. This is where like USB and all this connectivity in your house can start to matter. Make sure your laptop's plugged into a grounded proper outlet. That's what grounding does. Yeah.
Make sure that current goes back into the ground.
A ground works if like a drain.
So now I know a lot of the super modern, if you've just built a home, if you just moved into a brand new apartment, a lot of these places have the newer updated circuit breakers. Everything's either a GFI or an arc fault breaker. Those may protect your home even further. Now they are expensive as hell and finicky. And I think they've kind of worked that problem out in the last couple of years. But it's important to protect your stuff in your home. Even, when a tree branch falls on the power lines and it's touching both of them and you see it up there arcing, the first thing the power company does is send a huge jolt of juice through that line to try and burn that thing off of the power lines before they'll send a crew out. The first thing they're going to do is hammer that sucker with electricity and try and burn it off. So that can, you get the flickering lights in the house and all of a sudden the lights get real bright for a second.
That kind of thing that reeks, the more high tech the device, the worse that sort of thing happening is for it. Eric yes, EMPs and even the CMEs and these electrical anomalies, they like to follow the biggest conduit of conduction possible. Yeah. So they will travel along like
high tension wires
for a long ways. If your device is not connected to it, the smaller its conductors and wires and stuff, the less it will be affected by that, especially if it's not plugged in at all and isn't subject to over voltage and over surge. Yeah. The problem ends up being that yes, your cell phone works, but there's
the grid that powers it no longer works.
Right. So those things, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Right.
Eric says, if it's not connected to the grid, i.e. Plugged in, it will be safe from an EMP. Is that true? Honestly, I don't know. What I figure is EMP is particles, right? You're looking at the particles. It's not bolts of lightning. It's just supercharged electrons hitting anything with circuitry in it and basically over conducting it and frying it, right?
Yeah, it's causing all these positive, neutral, and ground all get confused and they get all trashed. But yeah, like all kinds of weird Nikola Tesla electricity shit here. Yeah, I mean, ask somebody what is electricity. I don't know. I mean, like nobody knows.
Let's see. Paul Conroy says, don't forget your surge strips for electronics. You should change out every 2 years. Good to know, Paul.
Or some of them have a tester that you can also like trip and make sure. The same way
make sure it still works.
Your GFCI outlets.
Okay.
And stuff. I would now GFCIs and AFCI outlets are two different things. Some of them are combo.
Right.
A ground fault circuit interrupter, GFCI.
Water and things like that.
Right. Those are generally used outside when you're like trimming the hedges with the extension cord. And they stop you.
Exterior outlets, kitchen outlets, bathroom outlets, anything near water.
What this looks for is like you've grabbed it and become the ground.
Yeah.
And it says, no, that ain't right. And it strips off. Now, an arc fault actually senses
the neutral, the return power into the line. So if there's any fluctuation in voltage, it shuts off.
Right. Now, put these two together, and what you're going to get is an outlet that trips all the time. Because in some cases,
if you plug something in a little sideways,
as soon as you
breaker,
or you get like a hot plug, like you plug the lamp in with it on, it goes snap. Done. Off.
Yep. Again, I said they can be finicky, but they can protect.
Safe,
but super sensitive.
But safety has its patience levels. That guy from the Titanic sub will tell you.
Yardbird says, you mean we can't post selfies during the apocalypse? That's no good.
We'll have to chisel them from stone.
Hey,
we'll have to draw ourselves on the wall of the fucking cave.
I have been printing memes so that I can hand them to people to make them feel better during the apocalypse.
Them after the apocalypse.
That's what I got in my bug out bag is 25 pages of the most fire memes in history.
Yo, bro, I drew you on the wall of the cave,
them.
Bro.
I laminated them so we can hand them out. We're going to miss the memes.
The meaning of it all is what you guys got to do is like in whatever your scenario is and whatever you're planning.
Everybody's prepping for something, man.
Prep up. We can't all be wrong. All right.
One of these days.
So just keep doing what you're doing. You made it this far. Every single person alive today done survived, bro.
Yep.
It's not hard.
No, it's in you. It's in you. It's hard.
Keep tomorrow or what may come in mind.
You know, I often wonder what's harder. Is it the daily grind that's grinding us to death every day, getting up, going to work, paying the bills, keeping everybody fed, yada, yada, yada. When that goes away, well, the grind of get food, keep everybody fed, don't have to go to work, but now I have to go get food and keep everybody fed. You know what I mean? Keep everybody organized, work within the community. I wonder which one's harder.
The situation will quickly boil down to perhaps not leaders, but in the first phase, it's going to be like go-getters, like the getter-doners. Whether these people are leadership material or not is beyond me. But like first, it's going to be the people who literally show up and like get shit done. Like we hungry, somebody drags a deer back.
Yeah.
Then the civilization evolves from there, and
well, it's going to devolve and then evolve and then revolve. And
why I'm always like, please read your history, you guys, because we've done this before and we'll continue to repeat ourselves because we never learn. The only thing we have is history to tell us. Actually, it already happened, but it's also telling us what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and the sooner folks understand that, that's your woke. That's your like, I get it.
Absolutely. Eric says, my name is Antia Montoya. You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
That's right.
Listen, we can quote movies all day.
Oh, Livingston, man. Can we get a couple chords for Karen for her birthday, my friend? A couple chords.
There's no H chord. But,
no H chord?
I'll pluck the guitar just a little bit for you guys.
Yeah,
see how
right.
not
Let's get it banned.
Somebody's off.
Bug Out says, for me, it's the slow burn of knowing and truly cannot stop any of it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know what made anybody think I was going to say.
Ban. There it is.
Happy.
That's all it takes, guys, honestly.
Birthday wishes.
It's the invisible Livingston man. He is just the music.
Say it's your birthday.
Yeah. It's Karen's birthday. Da, 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 da. It's Karen's birthday.
You got me holding the guitar. We're overtime. All right, fine.
It's overtime. Free baseball. Free baseball. There it is. He's gone. He's gone. He's back, kind of.
It's actually Vision that plays the guitar. We're live streaming from Ohio right now. It's why I don't exist.
Oh, Tracy K's birthday is today, too. 2 birthdays. It's Tracy K's birthday. Eric says, spam the chat with cash. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Has anybody seen the heavy metal goat sing happy birthday on YouTube? I have not, Johnny, but I have to check that out. There it is. I saw a hand there. There's a hand. There's a hand. Make him come back and it's going to disappear. Overtime for the birthday folks. Overtime for the birthday folks. Ghost Lincoln says, FYI, Livingston Man, spam exists in Ohio too. Bam! Grateful Preps NJ, thank you so much. Taking requests, Hotel California.
Too many chords, bro. The Eagles were like, yo, what happens if you write a song that uses every chord in like Hotel California?
Yeah. It's very true. Man, doesn't it change keys like 5 or 6 times?
It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's like, how the hell is this or something? It's like they're like every chord.
Oh yeah. Eric says Jerry was a race car driver. Love and Life says Prince songs.
Yeah, Primus just be like.
Yeah, they're string slappers. Devil Dog Prepper, welcome. Driving to Chicago. Good Lord, my friend. Green grass and high tides.
Play the famous canon by that dude.
Yeah. Ghost says, what Karen and Tracy want to hear? Bass guitar needed for Primus, absolutely. Vado, good evening. Wolfang is howling. Adriana Bragg says Eruption by Van Halen.
Yeah, on the acoustic. That's what I'll do.
My son can play that. That's incredible. He's pretty good. Karen Tamor says the 3 M's, Maiden, Metallica, and Megadeth. That's a classic. Right, you know,
this would be the one that gets you fucked.
Oh, we've been.
Lars Ulrich just sitting back like. Coming through the live.
We're gonna get copyright struck by every single music company out there. Just know that ahead of time. It's all gone now.
playing with my thumbnail.
Yeah, he's wearing his fingers to the nubs.
You get that cool. The hell is this? The Livingston Man show?
It is not. Well, you're kind of disappearing. Karen Tamora says, love it. Thank you, Livingston. Big Joe. First 2 notes, and he was on the phone with the lawyers. Believe it.
Oh, you know what, Yardbirds? I got one for you.
That's it. Smoke on the water.
That's enough of that. All right.
There you go.
You've all overstayed your welcome. I demand tip money.
Paul says, as far as for Lars, that's the truth. That's why we lost Napster.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me money. Give me money. Ghost says, I saw it. God bless America, because America needs all the blessings possible. Amen, Tracy K. Amen. And happy birthday. Happy birthday. Even through the glitch, I can still say happy birthday. Dude. Yeah, it'd be flaring.
So CME at X-Class Solar Flare.
It's coming.
Oh,
It's
man,
coming.
not again.
It's coming.
I hate those things.
Yeah, hit the like for the copyright infringements. Thank you.
Patreon, that's what I mentioned.
Ghost Lincoln, thank you so much.
Thanks, you just paid all Lars Ulrich. I'm having that too.
We'll have to turn the monetization on this thing off.
Hey, Lars, you watching this video, please, bro. Cut me a break.
The folks who donated tonight, if your donations get kicked back, let me know. It may happen if we demonetize it. I don't know. But they're definitely coming at us. The copyright strikes are coming.
You know, and we just find out where does Lars Ulrich get his coffee in the morning.
That's right. I'm going to go see him.
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to go see him.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us.
Yeah, folks. Evening. Yeah, greatly appreciate it. Y'all stay safe, stay smart, keep your heads on a swivel.
Better prep up.
That's right. Get it done, guys. Get it done while the getting's good. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Eric N1RV, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, my friend. Y'all stay safe, stay prepared, keep your heads on straight. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival, we out of here.